And we're back with another episode of Before You Buy. You know, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions on the latest games releasing? Well, today we're talking about Sea of Thieves. This is the big Microsoft game launch of the season. It's from the legendary studio Rare, who, you know, is different now, but it's a really creative and ambitious idea for a game. I think it has the foundations of really being a great game, but as of right now, there may not be enough for some folks. Keep in mind, this is an online game, and the intention here is for the game to be continually updated with new things to do and features and stuff all the time. This is the big wait and see, because for me personally, I want a little more content and progression, because there is so much potential here, especially for like the memorable moments you'll have if you're lucky enough to be able to play with friends. This game is an odd beast, and I really want more time with it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes in the future because there are some issues. But let's get into it. Here's the gist. Sea of Thieves is this open world multiplayer pirating game. You join up with 1, 2, or 3 others and you man a ship and you sail the open seas and find treasure chests and get money. For me, the real fun comes in the sailing of the ship and working together with people. This game was clearly built as a social experience and around these social experiences, where the main sell is the fun you will have when you're playing it with others. Like, that's almost like part of the core. This is where the game almost feels kind of like when Minecraft was big and underground and people were making Minecraft servers just to hang out with friends and mess around. It feels like that. It's a lot like that because it's very loosely structured. Plus, a lot of the elements really just double down on the fact that you're going to be communicating and playing with others. And that's when the game is at its best. Because sailing the high seas with your friends is really awesome, especially because solid navigation and actual ship movement takes communication. Positioning and lowering and raising sails, one person steering, one person playing lookout for other ships and rocks and stuff, and with another person possibly eyeing the map and compass or lowering the anchor and stuff. There's always something to do. The game will give you different ship sizes too, so it's possible to do the same amount of stuff with less people, but you just gotta be smart about it and you gotta be good at it. And you're always gonna need to be ready for whatever happens, like coming across another group of players on a ship out in the open world, which does happen fairly often. It did in our experiences. You can either just let them pass or blow them to bits with your cannons. The freedom is there and it's really cool. Even if the game doesn't really incentivize you at all to make friends, this is pretty much kill or be killed. We killed and screwed over anyone we saw, I'll be honest. And once you're on land, the ground combat does leave a bit to be desired. I like the way guns work. They're simple and rough, just like guns used to be, but with the tiniest bit of modern control spin on it to make it actually usable and fun. Like the sniper rifle is awesome. Hand-to-hand combat, though, is kind of lame. It's simple and kind of awkward, and you just always feel like you're just flailing around until things die. But considering how often you're squaring up against other players or different types of cool skeletons, I just feel it getting old quick. Even though the combat isn't always fun, I love the act of going on land and using a compass to figure out where the hell you are and start digging around with your shovel until you find what you're looking for, because you can actually get lost and you have to actually use your brain and the game doesn't totally hold your hand. The feedback and just a sense of accomplishment for digging up buried treasure is really great. And same with like sinking an enemy ship. The game, like I said, can be really harsh and it can just sink your ship pretty quick if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing. Because, like I said, the game doesn't hold your hand. And I love that. Now, since the game is both PvE and PvP at the same time, it's designed on a really extremely level playing field. Everyone out there has the same stats and abilities as you. Everyone pretty much has the same exact tools at their disposal. It's just knowing what to do with them. This makes the majority of actual progression in the game pretty basic. Any sense of achievement or progression is based around cosmetic items. So completing quests with certain NPC groups and cashing in chests or skulls or whatever improves your ranking with that faction, and then you can get stuff from them. Or you can spend the gold and just go to a shop and buy different clothing or hats or skins for your tools, like maybe a golden shovel or a cooler periscope. Some of these, especially upgrades like for your ship, like skins or different color sails, they take a lot of money to earn. There's a lot of grinding to get some of this stuff. The voyages you undertake and propose slowly lead to you making more and more money, but it still felt very, very grind intensive. So with that said, you will either hate the grind and find it kind of unsatisfying, or you'll be the type of player that sees it as a challenge, and once you finally get those shiny red sails, you'll feel like a badass. That's where the feeling of achievement will come from the game, whether you like it or not. Personally, I find it a bit more towards the unsatisfying side. For me, the fun is just the sailing and the questing with friends. Looking cool for me is just a bonus. I'm more into the sailing mechanics and stuff. Either way, I do wish there were more items available though at launch, because there isn't as much as I expected considering cosmetic items are the main whole hook of the entire game. I really did expect to see way more pages of stuff. But again, it's an online game, so stuff will be added over time. But even still, you should be aware of this, because as of right now, the amount of stuff to do in unlock is a bit of a downer. I wouldn't say the voyages you partake in are repetitive. I've seen some people say that, and I get it, but I'm okay with it. Some of the early ones just aren't exciting at all. I think that's what people are complaining about. Sail to an island and catch a chicken or a treasure chest and bring it back again and rinse and repeat over and over and over. It's once you start getting into higher level stuff and you find sunken ships or weird modifier chests and boss style bounties, that's where things get more interesting. You just gotta put in a couple hours to get to them. And again, those, like everything, I think, are way better with friends. Playing with random people in matchmaking is okay enough, even though you'll still want to be able to communicate as much as possible. Playing completely solo can also be done via a smaller ship, but I just didn't really find it very fun. The game feels very lonely, and the more unsatisfying parts come to light more. But that's just me. Thankfully, actual exploration is freaking awesome. The map is a decent size, and every island offers something a little different. I wish it wasn't just a bunch of snakes and stuff on every single island to watch out for, but there still are some really cool hidden areas and chests and messages in a bottle to find. If you like ocean exploration and pirate stuff, it's a lot of fun. Like, for example, if you liked hopping off your boat on a whim in Assassin's Creed Black Flag just to see what's over there, it's the same good exploration feeling here. But I will say the online servers have been an issue though. During the day, we've had no problem getting on and playing non-stop, but during prime times, we've had issues here or there. This is typical launch stuff. I expect it to definitely improve over the next day or so, but still, if you want that instant gratification, it's something worth being aware of. Especially because there are some issues like loot cashing in and not syncing properly, and sometimes you'll like turn in a voyage or sell a chest and not immediately get the earned gold until you log out and then log back in again. It's really annoying, and I hope it's fixed ASAP. I still do really appreciate being able to have the Xbox Play Anywhere thing and play on PC or console if I have the option, as well as matchmake and play with friends on PC while I'm on Xbox. I already did that a lot, and it's a nice touch, and I think that stuff is always worth giving props to. Not to mention, the game also looks damn good whatever you're playing on. The art design is really awesome, but graphically it helps amp it up with all these like amazing looking sunsets and cool water. I really think Sea of Thieves has a lot of things it needs to figure out in the long run. I want more, honestly. I want to see how long this will keep me busy for. I will keep playing it, but I already see an end in sight with the current content, and I can see myself getting bored of it. Still, I think it's a really good time because I like pirates, and you will have these crazy memorable moments when playing with friends. It's a good goof-off game. So it's so worth it for that if you do have the friends to play with. I'm just very curious to jump back in a few weeks and then a few months to see what's really going on and to see if the game really fulfills on its promise. So do you see what I'm trying to get at here? The core gameplay is absolutely fun, even if it's simple with a couple flaws, and the game is challenging and memorable with friends. It just needs to really keep things up over time with improvements and keeping things interesting and maybe more fleshed out progression. By now, you should know that's how a Before You Buy works. I give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion, and now I really definitely want to hear your opinions on this game, because people are either absolutely loving it or calling it the next No Man's Sky. I don't fall in that extreme, but I do think this game needs some work. But like I said, it's the core foundation that's good. Do you agree with me? Let's talk about it down in the comments if you are playing it. If you're playing it on PC, let me know how it performs on your rig. If you're playing on Xbox One or you're just playing in general, let me know how you're feeling so far. Do you like sailing around? Do you think the combat's kind of like me? I want to hear from you down there. Let me know in the comments. I'll try and answer as many questions as I can. But of course, if you have any other questions for me, be sure to hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino as well. But you guys know the deal by now. Thank you so much for coming around here. If you learned a thing or two, clicking the like button definitely helps us out. But if you're new, you should subscribe because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.